Oh, if anyone's going to be late, it's going to be Susan. She was late to her birth. And what happened was, um, my dad actually took my mom to the doctor, and they said, "Oh, take her on a bumpy road. We'll get her out." So I actually had been living my life thinking I was late to everything. And so I got tapped on the shoulder by one of my angelic members, my teams, and they said, "Do the math on that." And it was 18 days. And I'm like, well, what was I doing during those 18 days? Like, what was going on? And I got immediately, like, all the particles stopped, like time stopped. And I've got this little movie where I was in heaven with God. And he was saying, "Susan, you've got to go." And I'm like, look, I know the rules up here. I'm tapping out. This lifetime is way, way too difficult. There's disease, there's heartache, there's, betrayal, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, there's got to be somebody else more qualified. He said, "No, you need." I'm like, "Why me?" And he opened his arms like this, and he showed me all these twinkling lights, Tiffany. I was like, "Oh, what are those?" And he goes, "Those are all the souls waiting for you to get down to earth." And I'm like, "I'm going."
Nice.
So
Nice.
I'm here, and my mission was pre-decided before I got here.
Oh, I love it, love it, love it. Okay. Thank you for sharing. Mandolin, and then we'll go Lisa and then Penny.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My why is, yeah, I guess I could relate a lot to what Susan, has said. I think a lot of us, beings we love being in heaven, right? And then it's like being kicked out of
Heavenly.
heaven, and it's like, what the heck am I doing here? I definitely had some buyer's remorse myself. And I'm going to come in here on my terms. And, and I made a contract saying I was going to feel every single human emotion so I can connect with many, many people. And my mission has evolved tremendously over my lifetime. And just even recently, I was given a bigger set of orders and seeing exactly why I was placed in every single scenario that leads me up to here. And honestly, just the other day, I was told, you're here to free people from modern day slavery, which is exactly what we've been doing. And what we're about to do right now. So I'm really excited about that. We are building communities all over the world and building homes that I call sovereignty homes, homes that you are able to live in that free you from electricity, fuel, water, and water and food that we are able to live off grid. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Love it. Thank you. Thank you. Lisa.
Wow, I got to follow those two amazing ladies. Hi, Lisa. I'm coming to you from my garage because there's no power, but I am here to serve no matter what the circumstances are. So I'm blessed to be here. My why is to help people find their purpose and live with passion because I couldn't do anything other than inspire people to make their health a priority, make their wellness a priority, make their mental well-being a priority. And as a wellness coach, I can't see myself doing anything else. I've worked in the corporate industry for many years and was so unhappy when I was finally able to flourish and go rogue and do my own thing and follow my heart, which is inspiring people to really take hold of their own health and take charge, was when I realized I have found my purpose and I'm living with passion. So to give that to as many people as possible, no matter how old you are, how short or tall or thin or, not so thin, we really need to manage our health by taking control, not using external sources. Life is hard. The world keeps changing. Our environment is harsh. So we really have to harness our own resilience and using that purpose and passion to stay healthy. And that's my why.
Thank you. Thank you. Because if we don't have health, we're not going to be around very much longer, right?
Yes.
Okay, Penny.
This is such a great question, and I love all the other women's answers. About 7 years ago, I had a new job. I used to be a midwife and a nurse, and I was working just straight office stuff. And I had lunch with a coworker. Didn't really know her. We talked about how we both did a little bit of energy work. I did Reiki then and tapping, and she did emotion code and body code, which I had never heard of. So I didn't tell her because she said, let's trade a session and see how we like it. And I didn't tell her that I was sad and embarrassed about my divorce 10 years before that, and still dealing with lack of forgiveness on my part and resentment and a little bit of victim mentality in there that needed to go. So instead, I just told her, can you work on my right ankle? I have pain in my right ankle. And she found the energy, the old energy of a painful interaction that I'd had with my former husband, and she released it. The difference was amazing. It had been like right here in front of my face, and it was no longer. I'm not exaggerating. 2 days later, my former husband walked into my place of work. I worked in a public place. And you know, when you see your brother or that strange friend you have, and you don't always like them, but you love them. That is exactly how I felt seeing him. And it was such a gift to me. I felt like this weight had been lifted, not only off my shoulders and my heart, out of my ankle too. And the difference, being able to move forward like that with more peace and joy, made me say, I want to learn how to do this energy healing for myself, for my family, and for others. So that's why.
Love it. Love it. And just so you guys know, Penny works for me in my company. She is a coach in my embodiment program for conscious creation, love, and empowerment. So I love her healing. I personally receive from her, and I'm very particular with who I let do any healing with me. So Penny is fantastic. Okay. Next question is about what qualities do you want to live by, or are you living by, I should say. For me, I'm love and joy. And I ask myself the question, what would love say? What would love do? And whatever that answer is, that's what I follow. And then I usually ask, by when? Because it's like I get whooshes of creative downloads, and that would keep me busy, more than 24 hours in a day. So what would love say? What would love do? And by when? So being able to think, speak, and live from love and joy is just the essence of who I am. So Susan, go ahead. What are your qualities?
Yeah, that is so great that you were saying that. So for me, I talk a lot about fun. So for me, if it's not fun, we have to fix it. And if we're not having a fun factor of 8, 9, or 10, like we need to change it up. because we were taught not to have fun. We were taught to put your big girl pants on and stand up and fly right. And, there's no more recess after, 5th grade or 6th grade, and you go into study hall, and, you have to wait till your break, or you have to wait till you're off work. And, I just embody fun. For me, if I'm not laughing, there's something there that switches everything. Have you seen those videos, Tiffany, where someone will be on the train and he'll just start laughing, or she'll just start laughing, and that shifts and changes everyone on the train. All of a sudden, they were grumpy or unhappy, or, had a frown on their face. And next thing you know, they're all laughing and giggling together, and it just shifts energy so quickly. So for me, fun is fantastic and fabulous. I'm all in. Thank you.
Absolutely. I'm in the fun zone. I try to make everything fun, because otherwise I'm just not interested.
Forget it. If it's not fun, forget it. Fix it or forget it.
Yeah. Okay. Mandolin.
Yeah, for me, I have number one, it's always faith first. And I always have to remind myself, even when times are really rough, because we do go through initiations all the time. And as much as life is fun, and I agree with that 1,000,000%, you also have to look at it through the lens of life being the cosmic joke that it is, right? And so I have these 10 spiritual vows that I absolutely live by. And they're just absolute vows for my life that keep me on the right trajectory, regardless of what happens. And I remind myself at all times, no matter how difficult the situation is that I'm going through, that I can't just always believe, I can't believe in God only when times are good. That no matter what, there is no such thing as belief in God only 99.99% of the time. It's either 100% or it's nothing at all. And so even when times are really difficult, my faith will always come first, no matter what. And it doesn't matter how difficult the decision is or what I may have to lose, God will always come first to everything. And that is my number one spiritual vow.
Thank you. Lisa?
There's two main things when you ask that question, and it's always integrity and authenticity. I value those more than anything else. When my integrity was challenged, I didn't realize how important it was to me until it was challenged. And I realized that is super important to me. And being authentic so that I can be real in a world where the world is no longer completely authentic. And it's difficult to navigate through the lenses of, is this real or not real? So I come to my clients and to you with pure authenticity of, this is who I am. This is what I'm talking about because I live it, I breathe it, I believe it, and I want all of this for you. And that's authenticity and integrity. And I do have a mantra that I am saying in my head is, every day in every way, I'm getting better and better. Every day in every way, I'm getting better and better.
Great mantra.
This is great. Thank you. I think that everyone is looking for more peace in their own heart, in their own life, in their own home, at work, at school, in their neighborhood, in their relationships with family, siblings, best friends, in their cities, in our country, and in the world. I think peace has such a high vibration, and that we're all looking for that. And the other one is joy. And this kind of piggybacks on what someone else said about fun. I spent a lot of time being joyless in my life, and I am not going back there. I believe joy is contagious, and that we can spread this love, this joy, this fun, this authenticity, one heart at a time, and the faith, and change this world with all of those. So those are what I hold near and dear to me. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So now I'm going to ask you, ladies, to kindly give us a little more insight as to who you serve and how you help. And because it's 2 questions, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Okay. So who do you serve and how you help? Who's ready to dive right in? Yep. Okay, Susan, I know you're always ready, so I look to you because you're in it, sister.
Yes, we are in it to win it this time around. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Yeah. So I serve people who are stuck, lost, limited. They're having a difficult time. They're struggling. They're feeling as though their life is like cruising along and then they have to slow down to go over a speed bump. People who have challenges, people who can't figure it out, because life's not about figuring it out. Even though you were taught that as a little kid, Everything's energy. It's all about the energy of things. So how I serve these people who are really just stuck and they've tried everything, like you've tried self-help books and seminars, webinars, and just all kind of different programs to still be in the same place, lack, less than, and not enough in your life. I'm able to go in, you show me your lifeline horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
So I see past, present, and future, what's projected for your future. And your ancestors get shown to me as a stack above. So it's what your ancestors have been passed down to you.
Mm-hmm.
So our subconscious creates our reality, and that's where I go into the subconscious. So I have your angelic team here with me, and we go in and we pull out the unconsciousness that's in your subconscious, and your whole reality changes.
Thank you.
That's the love, love, love from the heart. Gratitude, appreciation, and gratefulness.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Okay, Lisa.
Who I serve. It's kind of what Susan was sharing. It's someone who is stuck. And I'm in the world of health and wellness, mental well-being. And there's so many people walking around. I call them the walking wounded, kind of hurting, kind of unwell, but really not knowing that there are options out there. And there is an opportunity to really seek within yourself, like I mentioned earlier, and find the resilience within yourself to really take charge of your mental well-being and physical well-being. I serve those people. Unfortunately, they're everywhere. So I really want to do what I can. We all want to help the world. So I have to really make sure I practice what I preach, so I don't overburden myself and my family. So I really focus on certain industries where people are leaders and problem solvers that really need to have someone listen to them and not always having to be in charge. So they don't always have someone to look to be vulnerable. So I want those people to be vulnerable with me so we can really tackle what's really going on so that they can live fruitfully with energy, with peace, with hope, purpose, and passion. And I do that by, like I said, kind of unraveling, uncovering what are your barriers to being tired, to being unwell, to not sleeping, to having negative thoughts. What are those barriers that you're facing every day? And let's look at them and let's tackle them and let's banish them so we don't keep using that as a crutch of the why of my excuse. We're uncovering those barriers. We're wiping them clean so they have a fresh start. They have a fresh new day, and then they can really work on their mental well-being, their physical well-being.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Penny.
Well, I'm piggybacking on Susan and Lisa. I work with people, men and women, who are ready and willing to make a change in their life. They've felt stuck. They've tried other things to move forward. They have limiting beliefs or traumas or divorce or physical pain that they want to get rid of. And when they're ready, they find me. If they are comfortable staying stuck and not yet ready to move, they don't find me. So what do we release? I have people come with back pain, hip pain, ankle pain. There's that ankle pain, rashes. I had a pregnant woman come who was overdue and she wanted to go into labor spontaneously and not be medically induced. I had someone else, a friend, her daughter called on her own wedding day. She woke up with an earache and she called me. And I just mostly work with people that want to get rid of, release that trauma, that physical and emotional being stuck, that betrayal and unforgiveness. And now I work also with children and teenagers with their parents' permission. I worked with a teen who was struggling with going to school online during COVID. And I work with a lot of grandchildren, my grandchildren, soccer injuries, trampoline injuries, rashes, shame, threw up at school, didn't want to go back to school because he was embarrassed about throwing up at school. And now we've moved on to dental fears of the orthodontist and oral surgery.
Well, and Penny, you help our clients, at Highly Perceptive People Academy with a lot of emotional stuff.
Yeah.
like a ton of emotional release.
Yes. We lose,
Yeah.
we release feeling unworthy, lack of forgiveness, feeling creative, insecurity. You don't feel safe or secure to move forward and create new things, which is what we all want. I forgot to answer the how do we do this? So energy healing is not magic. I'm not psychic. I can't read minds. I can muscle test. This is yes, this is no. And that plus my really strong intuition helps me to ask questions about what we need to release. Very similar to what Susan and Lisa were saying about releasing things. And we find them together, we release them, and we release the blocks, the trauma, the limiting beliefs, the shields and the heart walls, and make more room in their heart and life for the love, the peace, the joy, the fun that we talked about.
Thank you. Indeed. All right, Mandolin.
My gosh. I feel like what I do is the first thing that comes to mind is when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So I find myself in all these different scenarios. And lately it's definitely been a lot of somatic work, especially with herbs and teas and detoxes, and we've got different products that we serve through a variety of different kinds of mushrooms, plants, and all that. But really, our focus right now is really getting people into affordable living situations where we're about to start a development here in Arizona where people are, we're creating a community where you're able to live in the community, either rent or purchase one of our smart homes. And it includes healthcare, childcare, all 3 meals based off of our smart farms that are on our community. And we're teaching them entrepreneurship skills, financial literacy, and preparing them to go out into community as highly conscious individuals. So that is the community that we're currently building right now, giving people options where these developers have created monopolies and keeping people stuck in slavery. So that's what we're doing right now, which I'm just like super grateful to be spearheading that. It just brings me
Love
such emotion and joy to be able to bring that to the world.
Thank you. And for those of you who want to be a part of her community, it's in a suburb south of Phoenix, Arizona, and you can reach out to her. She's one of the speakers, so grab her gift, connect with her, and see how she can support you, whether it's you moving into her community that's being built, or maybe creating your own community, or taking one of her houses onto some property that you have. So there's lots of options there for those of you like me who love sustainable living and being mindful of our planet, right? Okay. So for me, I have been seeing clairvoyantly and healing since I was a small kid. I literally started getting paid $1 for 10 minutes when I was 8 years old. And I've been training with different healing masters from 13 years onward, been teaching transformation workshops for over 25 years. And I help empathic spiritual intuitives to free up whatever subconscious blocks are blocking them from money, love, health, and spirituality. So I go in and I can see, okay, this experience happened when they were 3 years old. We need to heal that wound, or we need to heal some past life experience, or perhaps it's, there's a trauma that happened in adulthood, but it's still affecting them. So I can tune in and see what is there and then help to free them up. And as we go in and heal those deep core wounds of not feeling loved, seen, heard, safe, That's a big one. Safe, belong, worthy, deserving, enough. As those are healed, it directly impacts your money, your relationships, and your health. So that's the way I love helping and serving, is doing the deep dives with people. I'm not a Band-Aid healer. You cannot hire me for one off. I work with people who want to go deep and are ready now. So that's the kind of folks that I attract. And, all of us here have so much wisdom. And in a moment here, I'm going to have, invite our beautiful ladies to talk about your topic. Like, what are you going to talk about or teach us about? Is there something experiential that you're going to facilitate during, during our, summit time? So if you haven't yet signed up for Global Heart Activation, please do so. globalheartactivation.com. You can sign up for free. And by the way, you'll probably also want to get our VIP package, because the gifts in there are stupendous. So let's hear about your talk, Susan.
Yeah, that mute button. Yeah, thank you so much. So The Heart is the Way is the name of my talk that I'll be doing. It has a lot to do with the frequency and vibration of your heart. It was first thought that the brain was more powerful than the heart, which it has now been proven to not be true, that your heart actually is the strongest vibration frequency that you have. And so many people have a difficult time with what you're supposed to do, what you ought to do, what you have to do, what you must do. It's all done from obligation and responsibility. And so I'm going to be directing us back to the heart. And it's so truth, what is in the highest and best interest here for all involved? And when you step into that frequency, when you step into that experience, it completely shifts and changes everything else. And when you shift and change, because you're choosing something different, you actually free up hundreds of thousands of other people that were helping you hold that limitation in place. So it's going to be phenomenal. We're going to rock your world. We're kicking this out of the park. I'm taking my boxing gloves off, we're going freestyle, and I'm excited. So please come and join us and gain that infinite wisdom that I'll be delivering. Thank you.
Thank you. Mandolin.
Yeah, our talk is about the unity of the masculine and feminine. It really drives me crazy that this talk about the divine feminine and the divine masculine and toxic masculinity and being in one energy and not the other. It's like there's always a consequence to division, always. And there is no such thing as being in one energy and not the other. And so we discuss that the first stage in becoming an enlightened being is balancing, not balancing, because I do not like that word balancing, but bringing to harmony the energies of the masculine and feminine within yourself. And once you realize the harmonious nature of both energies, then the world you start to see as perfection, and the world you see as harmonious and perfect. And then the world starts to dismantle, and then you're constantly living in a state of bliss. So that is what we are talking about. We walk through an exercise that Tiffany had requested of really putting the world and our subtle bodies into harmony. And so that's basically what we talk about. And that's one of my very favorite topics to talk about, the unification of our own energies within ourselves.
Thank you. Lisa.
I'm so envious of Susan in her sleeveless top. I'm wearing gloves and a jacket in my craft. The show must go on, no matter what. Thank you to my generator. My talk is on making wellness a priority. And at the visceral level of our lives, without health, we cannot do anything else. And unfortunately, I've met in my 34-year career in this industry, met hundreds, probably thousands of individuals who are not making themselves a priority. You can give and give and give yourself until you can't give anymore. And I really I want people to realize they need to be first on that list. They need to make their health a priority so that they can continue to give and love and cherish everything that's important to them and to everybody around them. And through that, I'm going to be offering the retrospective. I'm encouraging and empowering people to really take a look at your barriers and what's stopping you from doing the three things that are really key to your overall wellness. And it's, are you moving your body? Are you putting healthy food in your body? And are you protecting and supporting your mental health? And if you're not, what's stopping you? And it's really fascinating to get people thinking about your barriers and excuses, because we can really use them to justify why we're not doing something we're supposed to. So we're going to be talking about barriers and excuses to managing our health and bringing it back to our why. Why does this even matter to you? And why are you listening to me, inspiring you to move your body, eat healthy, and manage your mental health? Because it's not something everybody enjoys to do every single day. But when it comes back down to that visceral level, we can't give to anybody else until we give back to ourselves.
Thank you, Lisa. Penelope.
Ladies, I cannot wait to hear each of your sessions. I want more of that bliss and health too. The theme of my talk, the title of my talk, is From Birth to Rebirth, Transforming Lives Through Midwifery and Energy Healing. My previous healing background was as a labor and delivery nurse, childbirth educator, nurse midwife. I worked with hundreds of women as they had children, gave birth, and had new families. And I loved connecting with them and empowering them through this life-transforming event. Now, as an energy healer, I also love to connect with people, empower people, and accompany them through a life-transforming event of changing their life to the direction that they want. I'm going to also talk about the 4 energy healing modalities that I use. The first one is QET, or Quantum Empowerment Technique. I was certified by Tiffany Cano on this. That's one of the ones I use. And the other 3 are through Discover Healing, Emotion Code, Body Code, and Belief Code. And I use those, and I'll talk about those, and I'll take some questions on those. And then I'm going to do a little experiential thing and do a mini group healing. And everyone who's present live or on the recording will benefit from that. So that's what my talk's going to be about. And come down and listen to us all. We'll have fun and move forward with more joy.
Thank you, Penny. And I actually purposefully had her bookend it. So she's the final live speaker. And I think it's so perfect to just end with healing, which is what she's going to be bringing. And, for me, I'm going to be helping you to see and heal your blind spots. And we're going to do healing and kinesthetic exercises and get you, have you come up with a goal and get yourself aligned with that goal at a conscious and subconscious level. Because for every 100 to 200 conscious thoughts we have, there's 11 million subconscious thoughts. And that's what I see clairvoyantly. And that's what we're going to purge out. And then, empower yourself to get aligned with the goal and up level yourself personally and professionally. Now, I want to share something exciting with you as well. I have a brand new cell phone app that just came out this week. And, we've got gifts in this summit. And then I also have extra gifts for you guys on this app. So if you go to, this QR code link at the bottom here, it is going to let you download it in the Apple Store or in the Google Play Store. So talking about gifts, all right, we've got gifts in the app. I have over 85 friggin' gifts for you guys in the summit. So we have the main gifts that every speaker is giving, which is like, I don't know, 35, 36, 37 of those. And then we have the VIP gifts, which all of the speakers are giving for those who buy the VIP package. Then we have extra gifts in between speakers. So we're going to be, I have my games master. Susie Vine is Friday, and then Jamie Honey is Saturday, and they're amazing. So in between speakers, we're going to have little fun things to help you reset and help you win prizes. And if you're coming with the vibe of, I am lucky, I'm a winner, you can win more than once if you want. If you're vibing it, then we're going to reward you. So come and get gifts there. Come and get gifts at, my cell phone app, and you are going to love, 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 love it. And, everybody's going to get the loved healing audio from me, which talks about, guides you through feeling safe, loved, seen, heard, understood, and that you belong, preconception, in utero, and in the first few years of life. And then for my VIP, I'm offering my insights. It's a 7-hour course chunked up in small bite-sized pieces for you to discover the 9 blocks to your success, your health, your love, and spirituality. And so people who've done that course just absolutely love it. And then I have many other gifts that are going into the raffle prizes. We have like so many thousands of dollars of raffle prizes. Okay, ladies, what are your gifts? Penny, how about you go first?
My gifts. Oh, and I think, Tiffany, we have to be live to get the gifts, though, yeah?
Oh, yeah, you have to be live.
Yeah.
And with your camera on, because we want to engage and play with you and have fun.
Right. So my gift is a 30-minute energy healing session with me by phone or by Zoom. It's like an appetizer. It's fun. It's valued at $111. So that's the freebie. Then for the VIP, there's a 90-minute, I'm giving a 90-minute energy healing session. So this one we can dig deep. You get the full meal with dessert. And this one is valued at $333. It's going to be fun. Come.
Yum, yum. I want the full meal. Okay, Mandolin, you're up.
Yeah, that's great. I have to just say, emotion code is such a wonderful way of healing. So it's like anybody who really wants to clear some stuff, they're like, what the heck is this still seeing? And you don't know why. Emotion code, I strongly believe in it. So yes, reach out to Penny for emotion code. That is an amazing healing. So I just want to shout that out to my fellow speaker here. So my gift, I'm an author, so I'm giving away a digital copy of my first book. I've got my second book right now in publication, but my first book here, From Fear to Freedom, that is going to be the book or the first gift, the digital download of that. And then for my VIP gift, I am giving away a Gene Keys session, which is valued at over $500. And Gene Keys is DNA activation through recognition through your 4 primary soul gifts. Once you are in alignment with your 4 primary soul gifts, and you're able to get over what I call the sick game of ping pong, you're like, ooh, I'm doing good. And then all of a sudden it's like crash, right? You run into this glass ceiling. It's designed that way. So once you're able to recognize what that sick game of ping pong is you're able to have a breakthrough, and that breakthrough allows you to jump into your natural aura and actually the karmic reason why you actually incarnated. And you've got your 4 primary soul gifts that unlock that. So
Nice.
I am giving away one of those sessions for your VIP. Yes.
Thank you. Lisa.
My gifts is more of me. Yay. Mandolin, you just inspired me. My VIP is also not only going to get me for half an hour to 45 minutes, but they're also going to get my brand new book, what I just published. So I didn't have my book when we talked about this, Tiffany, but Mandolin reminded me I have it, and I'm going to autograph it, and I will mail it to that VIP. And
Nice.
they will get my Making Wellness a Priority book and me. And then the other gift is me again, but more of my on-demand program. So the program is available live, and it's also available virtually on demand. So there's two versions of me that they get. So hopefully they like me, because they're going to get more of me.
We like you, and that's all that matters. Susan, tell us about your gifts.
Oh my goodness. So I have a 5-week course that we recently did on gratitude. And there is an energetic difference between having gratitude and being grateful. And you can even feel it just when I say that. So coming from that, you are taught to have gratitude, but being grateful is something that comes from the heart. So we dive deep into that. So for anyone who chooses to be on the workshop, or actually the summit, you will receive the journal, the gratitude, Get Your Gratitude On journal. And there is a deck of cards that goes with that as well. And then for the VIP, you will get the journal, the cards, and the course for free. That's over a $300 value. So I'm super excited to have you as a part of it.
Thank you. So as you can see, just in a few of the speakers, and we've got many speakers, it is well worth the VIP. I mean, it's only $47, right? And you get more than that just in working with even one of us for our gifts. Yeah. So if you haven't yet signed up for Global Heart Activation, do so now. We're here for you. We come from a space of love and healing and play and joy, as you can tell. So, ladies, would you join me in just touching our hearts, sending out vibrations of love and peace and joy and prosperity and harmony and health and vitality to every person, every being on this beautiful planet. Because after all, this is the Global Heart Activation. So we are sending out some love and good vibes to all. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I'm seeing the world light up brighter and brighter. And may it continue to do so now, during the summit, and beyond. So thank you again for all of the wisdom and beauty and grace and love that you shared with us. I have a closing video that I want to do. It's a short one, but a goodie. And thank you again for just being you.
This is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air.
See you there, April 12th and 13th.